Midsummer is only 2 days hence. I don't see how you can possibly be ready, Brother Jethro.
Fear not, old friend. Formal assures me that the stage will be ready this evening, and I've never known him to be wrong. Everything will be quite all right.
Cutting things close doesn't suit me. You know that. I'm a planner. I'm a philosopher. This whole business has my humors out of balance.
There, Brother Wilport. You just let me fret about the play, and you make sure the feast is perfect. I'm especially looking forward to that hot root sun salad.
Oh, yes, quite right. There's much to be prepared. Friar Randall was concerned that the cheese and onion hogsbake was too heavy to follow the brazier leaks. He may be correct.
You see, there's far more need for your talents in the kitchen than out here. Let your old friend do what he's good at, making a fool of himself. Oh my.
Very well, I'll take my leave. But please try to keep on schedule. You know how I worry.
Indeed I do. Sister Edelweiss, I trust William won't perish before he has a chance to taste the good friar's blackberry crumble.
Oi now. It's hard to say. 'Tis surely a bit of Blackwater fever. Now I can't remedy with some nettles and wort, but that foul temper, no, that just might be fatal.
I'm not grumpy.
No? Boy, Yoki, then why in the sharp tongue when I asked for that filthy old wing glass? The rusty old thing is reeking with mould and mire. It's likely the cause of your fever for all the fuss it's bearing.
Sorry, Grandfather. I found it in the library.
You're no. You drinkers as tonic, and you'll be out storming dark forest with all them's dibbons afore a moon's turned her face this way. Purroy.
We're ready for Hilltop Camp, Brother Jethro. Shall we wait for you?
No need to wait, lads. Carry on, and I'll be there shortly. Thank you for your legendary healing skills, sister. As always, we are in your debt.
We? I say it's just you who bees owing noi.
Oh, I hadn't seen this in ages, and such perfect timing, dear boy. Do you know who this wig glass belonged to, William?
Honest truth, I just thought it was another trinket you'd packed away for no good reason.
Trinket? Batterwaffles. This was one of the trusty tools carried by the Lilygrove Scout Corps back when Clooney the Scourge, that wretched pirate, laid siege to Redwall Abbey. And it so happens that this very thing has a role to play in the story we'll be telling for the Abbot's celebration. I've written a play to share one of my lost legends with all of Redwall. Of course, everyone knows about Matthias and Constance and Basil Staghair, but few know about the trio of brave woodlanders from Lilygrove who played a crucial role in those events. Have you ever heard of Liam or Sophia Rivermouse?
No, but, I don't suppose you could be telling me the story, since I'm bedridden and ailing, and might not live to see the play. Please?
Let's see. Where to begin? Yes, initiation. 'Twas a frozen evening in midwinter. The sky was clear but for a loosely bound fleet of easterly clouds that wore the light of twilight and had earlier that day dusted the hollows of the weathered oaks with snow. A frosty breeze stirred the heavy locks of the cypresses' winter needles, and two mice warmed their paws against the January chill. Liam and Sophia were young, ambitious, and betrothed. Both had trained hard to join the ranks of the Lilygrove Scout Corps, a rather storied group of woodland rangers who kept safe the lands betwixt Mossflower Country and the Mountain Warrens. The one had graduated that week prior, and now it was time for the other to prove their mettle. Once initiated, they planned to wed. But that was not to be. Not yet, anyway.
Initiation night. It's finally happening. We've planned so long for this, and now that it's here, I'm not sure I'm ready.
I feel the same way. I haven't the faintest notion of what comes next. It's exciting, isn't it?
Yes, and frightening.
Alas, I am late. I hope you'll pardon it. The fiery ring of devastation needed to be refueled. I trust neither of you caught a shiver. I was sick with the retch for my initiation. Didn't make a bit of difference, though. A scout needs to be ready, no matter the situation. So, which one of you is in the dock this fine winter evening?
That would be me, and I'm not about to retch. What do we do now?
Quite sure, are you? Sophia, I trust you didn't tell our initiate about the adder's eggs.
Not a peep, sir. The secret is safe with me.
It makes me a proud mouse to see youngsters like yourself continuing with the Scout Corps. In order to become a full member of the Lily Grove Scout Corps, you must complete a series of tests to prove you've got the mettle. These are the things you've been training for the last several moons, so I don't expect any surprises.
I'm so excited for you to finally join us as a fully fledged scout, Liam. Oh, and guess what? Coyle's going to let me oversee your trials myself. Captain Robin thought I'd be too biased to be the best judge of your skills, but I assured him. Now,
Hold on. I thought you were sticking around to oversee me.
I am, but you've got to complete them on your own. I'll be around to help, even if you can't see me. Here we go. All you've got to do is follow the cave to reach each of your tasks. Ready to start? For your first trial, you've got to figure out how to get across this gap. If I were you, I'd try using my trusty slingshot. Great shot, Liam. Oh, you've always had a knack for the slingshot. Now, continue up ahead for the next trial.
Whew. It wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it would be. I'm not nervous at all.
You've got this, Liam. Your Sophia believes in you. Ready for your next trial? You've got to identify which flag your scent is passing over.
But, Sophia, there's no wind in this cave. Is there?
Can't you feel the cool draft, Liam? Or is your fur that much thicker than mine? As you know, scent travels on the wind, and wind is just about everywhere, even in these caves. If you pay close attention, you'll be able to sense the wind's motion all around you, almost as if you can see it. Watch the direction the wind is carrying your scent, and you'll never... That's it! Good pick! While out in the wild, be sure to watch where your scent is being carried. Making sure your scent doesn't drift into the nose of a foe could be the difference between life or death. Now, shimmying across that ledge should help you cross this ravine. But you didn't hear that from me. For this next task, you'll need to determine which of the doors have a rat hidden behind them. A fake rat, that is, and avoid them. Only one of the doors is free of any intruder. That's the one you've got to pick.
Find the rat, huh? Shouldn't be too difficult. Just got to use my sniffer. Aha! No rat hiding here.
Fantastic job, Liam. I'm glad I haven't lost you to the rats yet.
Oh my.
Are you sure that's what happened?
Here we'll be making use of our node. Once again. First, I want you to focus on those peppers there. Learn the scent and commit it to memory. Space. Well done! Hold that scent in your mind, and remember, it's written in your journal if you need a refresher. Now, we know sniffing can help us see the unseen, but it can also help us identify different scents in the air. So, pick out the candle that smells like chili peppers.
Are you sure that's what happened?
Well done! Hold that scent in your mind and remember, it's written in your journal if you need a refresher. Now, we know sniffing can help us see the unseen, but it can also help us identify different scents in the air. So, pick out the candle that smells like chili peppers. Not it. That one's a campfire scent. Ah, another campfire. Remember, you're looking for the chili pepper scent. A perfect match, Liam. Robin might as well let us skip the rest of the trials.
Well, I owe my success to my instructor, Miss Sophia.
You'll need to once again shimmy along the wall to reach the final trial. But be careful. This one's got a twist.
Choose wisely? What's this about, Soph?
Your final trial is a trial of stealth. You've got to use everything you've learned so far. Don't let the rats inside see or smell you. Luckily, us mice are quite small and vermin quite dull, so you should be able to sneak through, no problem.
So all I have to do is get by the rats without them spotting me, and then I'll finally be a scout.
Yes, Liam. You'll be an official protector of Lily Grove.
Choose wisely?
You're fine.
Choose wisely? Choose what? Choose wisely. What? What's all this?
Congratulations, Liam, our newest member of the Lily Grove Scout Corps.
So, I passed?
And with flying colours.
Excellent work, Initiate. Excellent work. I'm quite certain I couldn't have done any better myself. If I were carrying a sack full of dibbons.
Congratulations, Initiate.
I must confess that I was of the mind that you weren't quite ready. It was Captain Robin.
Welcome to Hilltop Camp, home of the Lily Grove Scouts.
Wow. Your descriptions didn't give this place proper credit.
Why don't you pull out your way glass and I'll give you the royal tour? That's the main tent. It's sort of like our very own Great Hall. We use it mostly for hosting guests from neighboring scout groups. We even have little shoe-sized chairs so when members of the Gaussum come to visit. That's the main tent. It's sort of like our very own Great Hall. We use it mostly for hosting guests from neighboring scout groups. We even have little shoe-sized chairs so when members of the Gaussum come to visit. Down there is our remarkably talented chef, Rootsworth. Honestly, he could be running the kitchens at Redwall if he wanted, but for some reason, he's content to cook for us humble scouts. Not that I'm complaining. You'll be checking in with him after you've collected everything for tonight's suit. Isn't that waterfall beautiful? You wouldn't guess when it's frozen over, but just up at its source is a hot spring. It's my favorite place at camp to dip my feet, especially after a fierce day of training. Those tents are where the captains sleep. Since they're in charge of keeping the night fires and beacons roaring, they've pitched their stakes by the firewood store. Coyle snores like a badger lord, though. I don't know how Robert gets even a wink of sleep. Those are the Scouts' overnight tents. We don't always stay in them, but they are surprisingly cozy when we do.
That's the main tent. That's the main tent. It's sort of... That's the main tent. It's sort of like our very own Great Hall. We use it mostly for hosting guests from neighboring scout groups. We even have little shoe-sized chairs for when members of the Gaussum come to visit. That there is the Lakeside Watchtower. It gives you a great view of the camp, but not much else. The actual night watch I've mentioned is at the lookout, but that's, closed for construction tonight. Yeah, so, don't go investigating or anything. Well, that concludes our tour of Hilltop Camp. Oh, and if you ever come across an odd pile of flat stones, just take a gander through your way glass. There may be something interesting to see you wouldn't have otherwise noticed. Now, Liam, you've got a soup to cook. Here, Rootsworth gave me this recipe for you to follow. First, you'll need to collect 3 beets from the garden. Beets, not radishes. Your sniffer can tell you the difference. Second, you'll need a cob of corn, a potato, and an onion, all which you'll find over at the obstacle course. And lastly, a wheel of cheese. Apparently, Freeby's got it over by his tent.
Ah, Freyby. Always with his cheese.
Part of initiation night is making the newest scout run around on a wild goose chase. But don't worry, it's all in good fun. Now, you better get collecting.
Aren't you coming with?
Actually, I've got some scout business to attend to, so you'll have to finish preparing the soup on your own. If there's anything you want to talk about before I go,
There's some alternate ending.
Just kidding.
This beet is a bit pale, but it should do. This is a carrot, and the shriveled one's a boot. This beet is a bit pale, but it should do. This is a carrot, and the shriveled one's a boot. This is a carrot, and the shriveled one's a boot. A juicy red beet, fresh from the garden. That's all I needed from the garden. Let's see, what's next? Got it. That wasn't so hard. Now then, what's left? I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
Good evening, Liam. You're a lucky one, Liam. Sophia always smells so nice and smiles so wide. The Rye-Maid ladies don't get a lot of respect around town. I see what you're looking at. And since it's a special night for you, I'll forgive the offence.
Pardon me?
No, you don't. You don't get to play dumb. But it is all right. This once. I've been short my whole life. I'm quite accustomed to the secret looks, the hidden snickers. Oh, I've endured them all. But I won't accept that kind of treatment from another scout. We respect one another round here. It's part of the scout code, so I expect you to abide. Now, take your pouty glare and make another approach. Tell me something, right?
Ah, potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a soup.
Good evening, Liam. If you're making soup, I hope you had a little rosemary for me. I just love rosemary. If you're making soup, I hope you had a little rosemary for me. I just love rosemary. Best I not distract you. Busy night and all.
Ah, here's our end.
Finally indeed. The moon's full up and we haven't even started the soup. Your job is to get tonight's supper started, and we'll be making soup. Exactly what kind of soup is up to you, but let old Rootswith give ye a few pointers. Everybody has... Go do your scrounge.
I trust your betrothed left you the list of ingredients. Well, go on then. They won't gather themselves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I see the sweet aroma of jam caught your nose. Well, if you happen to spot any more of those little wicker baskets of jam.
Mama corn, baby corn. But where's popcorn? Looks like that's all I need from the obstacle course. Where to now? Yes, I've got everything. I better go check in with Rootsworth. I'm positive.
Good evening, Liam. Laban likes rosemary in just about anything.
And you?
Soup is fine. I only...
It took a bit to track down each ingredient, but here they are.
My. Then you've already finished your gathering. And here I thought you...
A few radishes had been mistakenly pulled from the garden, but with the help of Rootsworth and a dollop of rosemary, our young scout delivered a fine soup for the feast.
Is that your soup? You can still mix it up a bit more right now, but once the lid goes on top, you'll be done, and live or die with the consequences.
Yes, I think that's it. What do you think?
I think any meal is better than an empty stomach, and that no mouse is a master overnight. You get...
Ah, would you smell that? Simply scrumptious. Oh, you must be finished with your errands.
When you're quite ready, ring the dinner bell, and we'll begin the festivities.
As Liam walked away from the cauldron, he found himself thinking of the way his large and poor family shared a meal. There were many days that his mother had need to stretch her meager supplies with wild rice or woodland roots, but somehow she always managed.
I'm certain you... Soup, you say? Soup, you say? All clear.
It's soup tonight, is it? And I deduce you hope to discern something useful about my palate. Looking for more? Very well, just one. Now use that information wisely, Initiate. After all, Rootsworth has been a great friend for many years.
With all the fanfare Rootsworth could muster, a wondrous feast of quince pie, port-basted mushrooms, and a chutney of wild carrots and beets were served alongside the soup. Piles of barley toast and a stout-ribbed cheese. Ooh, warmed hayberry cordial and chilled mint tea wet all their tongues and lifted their spirits. Last but not least was a lofty, steamed pudding, soaked in pear brandy and set aflame for quite dramatic effect. This was Mr. Coyle's fiery ring of devastation, a fitting, if dramatic, name. Liam laughed loud and sang long and was thanked generously for his, shall we say, questionable stew. But for all the mirth, Liam was troubled at Sophia's absence.
My friends and fellow scouts, tonight we celebrate a new member of our brotherhood.
Sisterhood!
Yes, well, our family all the same. We've all admired your hard work, loyalty, and steadfast spirit. Well done. You entered this camp a nameless initiate. But now, after demonstrating your skill, we give you a new name, known only to yourself and your fellow scouts.
3 cheers for Liam Riverhouse. 3 cheers for Eagle Eye.
Huzzah! 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 Stand now, scouts, and be sober in heart and in mind. Be without fear, malice, or cruelty. Be true to your word, your heart, and your fellow scouts. Be without guile, and speak the truth at all times. kindly if possible, directly in need. Love Lilygrove, the land, and safeguard any who sojourn in her borders. This is your oath, and we, your witnesses, share it with you.
Completing the oath, Captain Robin watched warmly as Liam's fellow scouts shook his paw in congratulations, but he was clearly thinking of other things. Where was his dear Sophia? Gently, Robin led Liam to the platform's edge, presented him with this very wayglass, and bade him look toward the sexton's field. Through the magnifying lens, he saw his beloved, finishing the preparations for an even larger party that only awaited for his imminent arrival. But alas, the party was never to happen. Not that night, not ever. Seen through the glass, a menacing shape stepped out of the shadows. It was a ragged and filthy rat, dressed in strange garb, and wielding a wicked cutlass. Every beast ran as another rat stepped into the firelight, and then another. Suddenly, Sophia was lunging forward with a fiery brand, catching the villain full on the snout and knocking it to the ground. Liam was frozen in shock when Robin grabbed him by the shoulders and spoke most urgently.
I wish we had more time, but what you do this very moment is what makes you a scout. You have everything you need for this mission. Skills, tools, training, but most of all, you have courage. I bid you make haste to our village. Go to the lighthouse and fire the beacon. Be swift but silent, as you must not alert the raiders to our plan. Lend aid where you can, but you must not be captured. I will ready the militia and join you shortly. Every moment counts. Go now, swiftly!
Rather much, isn't it? They're just rats. Those bandits have tried to get in here dozens of times.
William, there you are quite wrong. Redwall has been captured before. Even the great fortress of Salamanderstron has been captured by vermin. We should never underestimate the villains who seek our enslavement. It surely leads to defeat. But more importantly, Lily Grove is no fortress. It's a small village with no wall and few warriors. And these were not scattered brigands, but vicious sea rats pirating under the banner of Clooney, the Scourge. Heart-pounding, the newish scout raced toward the besieged town on a mission to light the beacon atop the decrepit old lighthouse that hadn't burned in ages. Every moment mattered, but remaining undiscovered mattered even more.
Easy to burn.
Wait, you hear something?
There's something weird in my sniffer. I swear it.
Oh, you're just imagining it.
No, for reals. Nah, all this shrubbery makes me nervous. I can't see through them. And all the smells get all caught up in the branches.
What is that? Church bells?
Let me have a look-sees. You hear that? Sounds like twinkle bells.
Twinkle bells?
Nowhere they can run to. Nowhere they can hide. And they'll finally get the first one, though. They'll finally get all the good stuff for ourselves. Houses is exciting now. It's taking all the best stuff. Watch out for mousers. Maybe I should just go. This is supposed to be here. Maybe I could tell them. This comes down.
Easy to squash.
Easy to burn.
But you hear something?
There's something weird in my sniffer. I swears it.
Oh, you're just imagining it.
No, for reals. All this shrubbery makes me nervous. I can't see through them, and all the smells get all caught up in the branches.
That's not how it ends.
No.
Easy to squash.
Easy.
But you hear, what is that? Church bells?
Let me have a look-sees. There's something weird in my sniffer. I swears it.
Oh, you're just imagining it.
No, for reals. All this shrubbery makes me nervous. You hear that? Sounds like twinkle bells.
Twinkle bells?
They don't look like doing though. I'd like miles brighter than how we don't have the chef. No, here, what my brain. Let me see. What quality is that? Don't start wiping up. 583 TV's that if that racked up anywhere near me. No way I'm going to be got my foot right here at Scumstown side. All the way until the bus arrives. Wonder when he's coming. Scumstown says he's not really coming. I know he is. We'll burn all the mousy houses, all the squirrel camps, the mole holes, nowhere they can run to, nowhere they can hide. And we'll finally get the first one, though. We'll finally get all the good stuff for ourselves.
hear something?
There's something weird in my sniffer. I swear it's it.
Oh, you're just imagining it.
No, for reals. All this shrubbery makes me nervous.
What is that?
I can't see
Church
through 'em.
bells?
Let me have a look-sees. You hear that? Sounds like twinkle bells.
Twinkle bells? You hear something?
There's something weird in my sniffer. I swear it's it.
Oh, you're just imagining it.
No, for reals. All this shrubbery makes me nervous. I can't see
What
through
is
'em.
that?
It all
Church
smells-
bells?
Let me have a look-sees. You hear that? Sounds like twinkle bells.
Twinkle bells?
I think my radar can help me on that chef. I've seen better than that.
All I'm saying is that we ought to empty the houses before we get back to the docks. Stumps now want all the supplies we can carry in our boat. Even if we don't need them, better with us than with them houses, eh? We can always throw stuff in the river, so grab everything you can. I know I'm gonna be keeping this meat for myself. No harm in that. Just don't let Scumsnout catch you with it, or we'll end up in the drain too. Besides, what have we got here? Sewing needles. Some fabrics, teacup. All I'm saying is that we ought to empty these houses before we get back to the docks. Scumsnout want all the supplies we can carry in our paws. Even if we don't need them, better with us than with them houses, eh? We can always throw stuff in the river, so grab everything you can. I know I'm gonna be keeping this meat for myself. No harm in that. Just don't let Scumsnout catch you with it, or we'll end up in the drink too. All I'm saying is that we ought to empty these houses before we get back to the docks. Scumsnout want all the supplies we can carry in our paws. Even if we don't need them, better with us than with them houses, eh? We can always... All I'm saying is that we ought to empty these houses before we get back to the docks. Scumsnout want all the supplies we can carry in our paws. Even if we don't need them, better with us than with them houses, eh? We can always throw stuff in the river, so grab every...
You see Valorous thrown it away like a sour melon, and while he was still alive. You can tell he wasn't, that is. Don't cross Scumsnout either, unless you want him to get you with that poisonous bile-filled bite. Wait, something smells fishy, and I don't mean those fish. I guess the fishness. Yeah,
Here I
good
thought
idea.
coming inland would get us away from the constant reek of
Come on, let's get back to the car. So, as I was saying, I
Our fresh scout found themselves with a curious dilemma. Was it worth taking the time to somehow save the good friar's home, or was it more prudent to slip unnoticed towards Lillicrest and onward to the lighthouse?
I once heard you say.
Oh, come on. It's just a swipe. A little light, a spark, even a coal. Sure, I ain't no charity. Get your own. You cannon brutes take all the fun. But even settle for a lipstick. Get lost.
That's not how it ends.
But, well, our fresh scout found themselves with a curious dilemma. Was it worth taking the time to somehow save the good friar's home, or was it more prudent to slip unnoticed towards Lillicrest and onward to the lighthouse?
I once heard.
Oh, come on. It's just a swipe.
A Lilygrove church. The rats better not have roughed it up too much, or else Sophie and I will have to find a new venue.
Each only has 2 poles, you know. Then make sure each pole's carrying its weight.
I'll put you in charge.
You did. The minute you let your laziness get the best of you. Now, let's get moving. Hurry up. We gotta get back to the docks before Scum catches wind of us slacking. We ain't slacking. Each only has 2 poles, you know. Then make sure each pole's carrying its weight.
I'll put you in charge.
You did. The minute you let your laziness get the best of you. Now, let's get moving. Whoever's hitting that bell, quit it! We haven't got time for nonsense!
ladder.
Hurry up. We've got to get back to the docks or Stubbs now catches wind of us slacking.
We ain't slacking. Each only has 2 poles, you know.
Whoever's in that bell, you did. The minute you let your laziness get the best of you. Now, let's get moving.
Did you ring that? I didn't.
Friar Thomas, are you all right?
Dear me. I'm not sure. Quite shaken, to be sure, but alive. Unless we both got onto the dark forest unawares.
Come now. Let me help you to your feet.
Thank you, child.
Surveying the broken remains of his graduation party, Liam was struck by several emotions at once. Anger, sadness, fear, and indignation. They all rose up in his heart together. But the strongest of all was the grim awareness that it was less than an hour ago that he was recklessly longing for adventure, only to find that Captain Robin was right. Living it was quite different than he'd imagined. Once he'd gathered his wits, the sextant told a tale how he'd been full front for the Corsair's sneak attack, and also for Sophia's courageous defense. Seeing his concern, the wizened old friar assured Liam that Sophia was quite all right, and that she'd drawn the beast away, allowing several villagers to escape in the ancient catacombs beneath Sexton's Hill. Liam was filled with pride for his brave, betrothed Sophia, but worried to learn that she'd insisted on running headlong into town to fend off the raiders. As the two mice peered northward with Liam's new wayglass, they spied a growing chaos of frightened mice and pillaging pirates. But Sophia was nowhere to be seen. Even worse, gathering to the south, they could see a long line of marching rats. The bulk of the attacking force was less than an hour's march away. With the road blocked and no cover, there was no way Liam could reach the lighthouse that way and remain undetected. But then the gentle friar revealed a secret passage in the crypts that led to a twisting maze of vaults and halls beneath the village. Perhaps the subterranean path would get Liam down to the water's edge. Handing him a lantern, the friar's last words hung in his heart like dead weight. Hurry, lad. Sophia is down there somewhere, and she's alone.
If time was so important, then why'd they take the safe and slow path? I'd have run right into town and shown those brutish vermin what a mouse is made of.
My word, it certainly wasn't for lack of courage, my boy. I remind you, Liam was unarmed, but more importantly, untrained. These rats were veteran murderers, formidable in fang and skilled with the scimitar. Liam would have fought bravely, but died quickly. Stealth would...
Remember your training. Most beasts only rarely look up. Hide up high. Move low and slow.
Ahoy there, mace.
Blood well, you scoundrel.
there, bathed in silver moonlight, the Lilygrove catacombs stood as a grand, if dusty, example of the craftsmanship of the moles. Long centuries before the spectacular vault was built by the mighty
Goodness me, a scout! I'm saved! Who are you? What are the Rivermouse urchins? Ugh.
Great Scott! You're right, Mrs. Ivy Wayne.
There's no...
No harm done, ma'am.
Hoisting loot up and down them circle stairs. My back will snap before night soon, just you see. No man, plenty of strong, feisty ale down here.
The architecture here is quite impressive, says I. Substantial handiwork.
Mr. Cornsilk! I didn't expect to see you down here. Are you quite all right?
Oh, surprised, are we? And why is that now? Perhaps you mean to say you hope not to find me down here, sir.
I got you now.
Is that some sort of alternate ending?
I got you
Is
now.
that some sort of alternate ending?
I just made that up.
I got you now.
Oh, badger waffles.
Tell it right, Grandpa.
Over here, Belladora. Hop in, and I'll hoist you up to the shop cellar.
Loose charcoal picks all over the ship. Never say a word. But she's not escaping on, I reckon. Stuffed full of enculturations. Let's get out of that anyway.
Where do these mangy mice keep their peppercorns? Chief, I love this note. They say, good old grey bones, come stand beside me at the mainmast. These are our ways, seems the clever one. Ain't no way them PCs built this place. Where'd it come from? Where'd Whiprider learn her letters anyway? 10-1 bit of justice. They're able to read and write like she's better than the rest of us. The only
Ugh. There's something unsettling, freaky deaky about those weeping mice.
Bloodwhelp is down here, ain't he? Always peeking and poking and trying to get my eye. The sergeant will make a move for second mate tonight, I'm sure. And then he'll be needing enforcers, seeing as how he can't speak his own mind. I needs to be sure I'm first in line for the job. Sparrow later.
I don't believe that.
I just made that up. As Liam moved through the catacombs, he could feel a war within his men's, like two warring beasts struggling for his attention. Torn between the desire to help these poor, frightened creatures and the urgent need to find Sophia and light the beacon, he could hardly decide what to do. and there was simply no way to satisfy them both. So in his heart fought the call of the moment against the call of the future. And it was here that he first began to sense the values embodied in the Redwall Charter, though he'd never read these words, nor passed these doors. And in time, he'd embrace Redwall's charter, like few beasts ever do. As Liam ascended from the ancient catacombs, he emerged at the feet of an enormous creature. A beast of kind he'd never seen before, with a fat, stubby tail, no ears to be seen, and a vile, stinking slobber dripping from his diseased jowls. Several rats circled about him, throwing down their collected loot at his feet, like sacrifice to some heathen shrine. All the while simpering and fawning for his approval, and being beat as often as they were congratulated. At each interaction, they'd speak his name like a curse. Scum Snout. So this was the leader of the raiding party, and Liam could see why. He towered over his minions and wielded a gigantic mace as if it were a twig. A flick of his wrist and any nearby rat would crumple or sail into the nearest wall. He was a monster if ever such a word applied, and he knew it full well.
Liam, my love, is that you I sent? I could barely see you.
Sophia! What happened? Oh, are you hurt? Oh, by Satan's whiskers, I'll skewer any rat who so much as sniffed at you!